Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague with, like always, is Noah Bailey. So today we'll be starting off by talking about the first trailer, which is weird because it's the first trailer for a movie coming out in 2 months, whatever. The first trailer for Godzilla versus Kong.
Right? To be fair, in their defense, you don't really have to advertise this kind of movie. You already know if you're going to see this movie or not before you even see the trailer.
like
you know what's up.
You've seen Godzilla movies. Assuming you've seen the most recent King Kong movie. Even if you hadn't seen Kong Skull Island, you know what a Kong is.
Yeah. So you know how this is going to go.
Godzilla versus Kong. That you don't need anything. Yeah, you don't need anything else.
Yeah, you know what's up. Like, you don't need to advertise. Like, your audience will find you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, what did you think of the trailer that we did get?
It was pretty good. I was a little worried. They had that whole little girl subplot thing. I feel like that's going to be definitely a thing. I'm hoping it's not a lot, because again, less people but better.
Have you
just
seen
in general
any of the recent Godzilla movies?
I have not. No,
it's gonna be a lot of that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I always hear. That's why I don't like them. Yeah. I just watch the clips on YouTube, and I don't care about the people and talking and what is the military gonna do. It's we have nothing for that. That is a giant monster.
In this
There's
movie,
no protocol for this.
We kept seeing people trying to shoot missiles or shoot guns at Godzilla, and we tried this. You dropped a nuke on him last movie. It did nothing. Why do you think a couple of missiles will do anything?
Oh man, I understand it's the same thing when police officers see dark side or something. Instinctively, I guess you shoot at it, but also run. No.
Yeah.
There's no.
We're 4 movies into this universe, and they're still trying to shoot missiles at a Godzilla.
I guess. I just I don't know, man. If I see something just first of all, if anything comes out of the water that big, I don't care what it is. I'm gone. I don't care if it's and he just casually goes through a battleship. His tail whips these military fighter planes. It's nothing. Bro, they're flies to him. We have a problem.
Yes.
This is bad.
I have a very, very strong feeling that even though this movie is called Godzilla versus Kong, the 2 major settings that we saw in the trailer, that's it. That's all they're going to fight.
Yes!
Guaranteed.
And that's what I'm afraid of, because, yeah.
It's
going to be one of the...
There's going to be more scenes with Kong fighting other monsters, in that one thing where he's, swinging that one monster around and hitting another one, which is cool.
Yeah.
And we might see Godzilla fight a little bit of him fighting something else, but as far as Godzilla versus Kong, those 2 fight. That's it. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, I think it's interesting how it's kind of set up that it's Godzilla's kind of the bad guy.
Yeah, which makes...
I feel there's no winners here.
Which that kind of raises the question: is this actually Godzilla? Because this trailers, why do they do this? Where in that trailer, if you were careful watching it, you would see that Mecha Godzilla or some kind of mecha monster was already revealed in the first 3 seconds of the trailer. when the sky was falling and those people were running in the alleyway, for a couple of frames you could see what looked like a robot Godzilla kind of overhead.
Interesting.
Implying that either Godzilla, the one that we actually saw in the trailer, Godzilla is mad that Mechagodzilla exists, or that the Godzilla for most of the trailer is a Mechagodzilla that just has artificial skin on him, which has happened before in other Godzilla media.
Yeah. Well, everyone's saying it's probably going to be Godzilla and King Kong fight, and they fight something else. So that might be what happens. Yeah. They end up fighting each other, and then it's you know what? Let's beat up Mechagodzilla, and then
my guess is, the scene at the very end of the trailer where King Kong is swinging that giant battle axe, which is great. He needs something to combat, the atomic breath. Yes, give him a battle axe. Perfect.
Right.
Like it looks like it looks like it's one of Godzilla or like a Godzilla like monster is one of his like uh, spines or like on his back. So because of that, it can hold a charge when he slammed it down on Godzilla's head at the end of that trailer. My guess is the very next like thing that happens is like the smoke clears and like part of Godzilla's face is like kind of rubbed off and like there's like a metal bit underneath. That's what I have a feeling that's how that's going to be revealed, and then he'll like shake all the flesh off. It'll just be Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla will fight King Kong for a little more. Mecha Godzilla looked like he might win, but then Godzilla would just kind of come out of nowhere and just like
just like take him down. Yeah. This sounds like it's gonna be so sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like this has potential to be epic.
Yes,
but
it's gonna be so stupid.
Yeah,
I want stupid when it's Godzilla versus Kong.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With this kind of movie, like you don't have to do anything. There doesn't need to be a subplot or some kind of like. The plot is irrelevant. Yeah. The plot is monsters fighting each other, and like it works for these kind of movies. That it doesn't matter what you write. It's less is more.
Like
if you just have people running and screaming, if that's the only lines in the movie, that is a great movie.
Yes, a part of me kind of wishes this movie wasn't a thing where it was like Godzilla is attacking humans for some reason. We don't know why. We need King Kong to fight him for us. I wish it was more of a thing where like humans are just terrified that Godzilla and King Kong have this like, you know,
beef,
like millennia long feud. Like their species had a feud forever, and this is just the climax of that, you know.
I like that so much better. Let's just like they just have this like, you know, all the 2,000-year, however long beef feud going on, and everyone else just happens to be on the battlefield pretty much.
I'd much rather have that, and there's still probably going to be elements of that, but I wish it was purely just these two things are fighting. There's nothing we can do. No reason for any humans to be here. Just it, and like this is one of the situations where movies nowadays feel like they need to be 2.5 hours. Every single movie now needs to push like 220, 230 for no reason. This easily could be like a 90-minute movie and no one would care. It's just them fighting the whole time. Yes.
No one's here for the random little girl subplots and I understand like actors and stuff like want to get paid and all that, and I get that, but like this is not the movie for your like monologue about how we as people need to come together. And no, people are irrelevant in this movie. You will get wasted in a nanosecond. Like
hold hands and pray that Godzilla doesn't step on you. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you are not 100 feet tall and or a monster, you are not relevant in this movie. You are completely expendable at any point. And that's the kind of movie it needs to be. Like, granted, you know, it's like that's. I don't know. That's kind of, and like I understand there wouldn't be a lot going on outside of just fighting, but that's all you really want. Like, yeah, but
whatever. Like, I'm sure the fight that is going to happen is going to be great. I have a feeling the fight on the ship in the first half of the trailer, Godzilla's going to win that since it's in the water. It's more his territory. Kong doesn't have the axe yet. I think Godzilla's going to win that one, but not definitively, obviously. And then we kind of discussed at the end, it's going to be revealed that Godzilla is actually Mecha Godzilla, and then the real Godzilla is going to come out of nowhere, and they're both going to fight Mecha Godzilla. It's going to be
I don't know, something crazy, but it does look cool for what it saw. But like you said, it's probably going to be like 25% of the movie is actually them fighting, and the rest of it's just stuff we don't care about. But it's still going to look cool when they do fight.
And that is releasing free on HBO Max on March 31st.
Yeah.
So the trailer said March 26th, and then one day later it was like, oh, actually March 31st. It's whatever.
I wonder who got fired over that. That sucks.
Whatever.
Boss, you said the 26th. No, I did it. I swear, I have it in writing. It says the 31st.
Okay.
Pack your things, Johnson. You're done.
So something that people have kind of speculated about for a while is the fact that Legendary Studios owns the Godzilla and King Kong franchise right now, but they also own the Pacific Rim franchise. And Guillermo del Toro himself, the director of the first Pacific Rim, said after watching that trailer, I would be more than down for a Godzilla versus Kong versus Pacific Rim trailer for a movie.
Bro. You thought you weren't ready before. That would be insane. Like,
yes.
I don't even care. I want that to happen. That would be insane.
Like,
there would be so much going on.
Like,
but isn't Pacific Rim in the future?
God, it's an alternate timeline. Like it's
okay.
I mean,
yeah. It's its own thing.
It wouldn't matter.
They can make it work.
Matter.
No one wouldn't care. Yeah, you're right. Like, who cares? No one's gonna be mad. Like, who cares? Like,
but like giant robots fighting other giant monsters like that. I mean, that was already the entire Pacific Rim franchise as it is, and those movies are like the right kind of dumb. But like, just throw in Godzilla in the mix. Yes.
Why not? Yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Please. Like,
Pacific Rim.
If for no other reason than just to get more Pacific Rim content out there, because I know the last one, I personally think, I don't think it's a better movie than the first one, but I think I enjoyed it better than the first one. Mm-hmm. But it didn't do great at the box office it just wasn't advertised very well.
Yeah.
Kind of came out at a bad time. It was a weird. I think it came out like March of 2018, which, you know, Black Panther was already out, and like.
Oh yeah, that was not the year. That was the Infinity War year. No, that was not the year.
Which, like, the trailer. I remember the trailer for Pacific Rim paired very well with other Marvel and other like popular movies at the time, but just like if you didn't already like giant robots fighting giant monsters, but I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you didn't already like that concept,
you happen to be one of those people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the kind of franchise that actually does balance the human and the stuff that you actually want to see parts fairly well, because of the way the Jaegers, the giant robots, work, is that, you know, two people have to be linked in a very like special personal way, so whenever you do see characters bonding or characters interacting, it's all for the purpose of making them pilot the Jaegers better. So it's not just characters talking about Godzilla, characters doing stuff over here, and then Godzilla happens, characters talking over here, characters doing their own little subplot, government stuff, Godzilla happens. Like it's not that. It's actually done very well, and if they actually did do, you know, all three at the same time, hope it was more of just Godzilla happening parts. Yeah.
Like, more Godzilla is always a win.
So speaking of HBO Max, apparently Christopher Nolan isn't happy with the way Warner Brothers is doing stuff right now. After, you know, Tenet, after he forced Warner Brothers to release that movie in theaters, and it bombed for obvious, not bombed, didn't do as well as a Christopher Nolan movie should do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a pandemic is happening.
Yeah, anything that comes out right now is not going to do well.
Yeah. And now that Warner Brothers is putting all their movies on HBO Max, and Christopher Nolan thinks that streaming is going to ruin cinema or whatever.
Which it could.
It could, yeah, but like, as of right now, that's kind of how you have to release movies. You don't really have an option to just put these $100+ million movies out in theaters and just hope enough people buy them to break even. You can't do that.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he's Christopher Nolan is apparently not happy and is looking like he might not work with Warner Brothers in the future. So, thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't understand people getting mad. Like, I understand that, like, probably when they started making this movie, we didn't have this problem, or at least when the idea came up. But, like, at the same time, man, you can't be mad when the like you know what I'm saying? It's like being mad when everyone has the same problem. It's
Yeah.
like this isn't like a no one's targeting your film. It's like every film is kind of just screwed
Hmm.
right now until
And it's
further
not
notice.
like as of right now, there's a new Christopher Nolan movie coming out that they're just dumping on HBO Max just because, like with Legendary not knowing that Godzilla and Dune were just going to be put on HBO Max, they weren't told that, and then there was this, oh, like, we might sue you over this, like, what are you doing? So they're getting a severance, thank goodness. But like, it's not like they're just dumping the next big Christopher Nolan movie on HBO Max without telling him. He doesn't have a movie out. He's just upset that they're doing this with other movies now during a pandemic where it's reasonable. I don't know. I, I have very mixed feelings about him as a director, as you know from our
I do.
epic
I
rant
do.
about Dark Knight Rises. I feel like he has made some very, very good movies in the past. I don't think they're all exactly the greatest movies of all time, like some people make it out to be. So, like,
One
I,
of them is.
I feel like sometimes you could just get off your high horse a little bit and just understand that because of the times we live in right now, certain things need to happen and these aren't even affecting you. So,
Yeah.
uh, whatever. If he does leave Warner Brothers, hopefully whoever he works with, he continues to make good movies and whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, I think honestly, yeah, I think him being upset is kind of misplaced very much because it's like, I mean, bro, why are you? Who are you mad at? Like, you know, there's not. It's like, who, you mad at the world for having a pandemic? Like, you
I
know what I'm saying?
am.
Like,
But,
I get you upset, but you can't like throw that anger out at Warner Brothers. I mean, maybe
yeah.
there's more to it. Maybe he's just looking for it. I mean, a lot of times people could use things as an excuse, like I was already mad, but now I can like kind of use it. I don't know if that's the case. I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
yeah, this doesn't seem like something you're just mad because it's like, well, if they only put it in theaters and they don't put it on HBO Max, then I mean, you just get what you get, which isn't gonna be much. So it's like at least HBO Max you might get something more, but like
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's degrading to my masterpiece, but like you said, that's like the most high horse thing I've ever heard.
Like, I
So
know
it's
I
like,
know that Warner Brothers is apparently
oh,
paying Legendary 250 million at least for Godzilla versus Kong. Um, so whatever it makes in theaters plus that, they should break even. I think it's about $150 million movie plus advertising should, they should at least break even on that. Uh, so like Warner Brothers willing to, spend that on Godzilla versus Kong. I'm pretty sure they'd be willing to work with Christopher Nolan if he asked.
yeah,
What do I know?
yeah, yeah, and like all that money, yeah, and that's still like for what you'll get otherwise, that's a pretty decent amount of money. So
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So whatever. Like I said, hopefully he can continue to make the movies he wants to make. It just might not be with Warner Brothers in the future.
Yeah,
Oh well,
but
it is what it is. Speaking of directors that feel like they're having their vision stifled, um, the Snyder Cut is officially releasing on March 18th.
woo.
So, woo.
I will check it out. Like I will, 100%. I'm going to watch it
I will consume
because I
it
have to.
somehow. Yes, I literally
Unfortunately.
have to.
Yeah, at this point, I have to. We're talking about so much. If I didn't, I'd be a hypocrite. So I have to at least watch it.
I mean,
So
I'm kind of contractually obligated to watch it. Otherwise,
this is
because
yeah.
like I said, I will stick to it. If it is bad, I will delete my channel. Sorry, the opposite. If it is actually good and makes BVS a better movie, I will delete my channel.
Fair enough. March 20th. Well, we're still here. But I mean, it's coming out. This is what a lot of although I disagree with many of the fans, this is what a lot of fans do want.
Yeah,
So they're counting this down like it's going to be a holiday for them. So good for
sure.
them. We'll see. I don't know. I doubt it, but it could happen, and it will be super long and on HBO Max. But it is what it is.
Yeah, like at least people won't be able to complain anymore. If it does come out and it does suck, people won't be able to feel like he's stifled in any way because originally it was going to be a mini. Well, originally it wasn't going to come out at all, and then it was going to
Right.
be a mini series. Now it's an actual full-on movie, a 4-hour movie, made by him, fully under his control with every character he wants to throw in there, just because like you can't complain if it's bad. You can't. You have no. There's
You
no
can't blame anyone
outlet. Yeah,
except yourself this time, basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
But if it is bad, own it. If these people come out of the
I'm not
woodwork
gonna
and like
own it.
if it is as bad as it probably will be, and these people still try to praise it as the greatest movie of all time, when we
They
know
will.
it is bad, just leave the internet. Don't talk to me, please. I don't want that.
No, I mean, serious. And like the thing is, dude, people are not gonna like if it's bad, people are gonna love it, even if they think, because like in their mind it might be amazing. Because I mean, I get it. There are differences of opinion.
Sure.
I'll say, I personally I might think they're wrong, but hey, it is what it is. And it's kind of like, look, some people are convinced that whatever Zack Snyder puts on the screen, that is the greatest DC thing ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's crap. You think that's crap.
Yeah.
Normal people think that's crap. But there's always the exception. So we'll see what happens,
See.
and it'll be over.
Yeah.
More or less, it'll be over. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll just reboot the universe. I don't know. We're still getting
Flashpoint's coming out in 2
multiple.
years, so
Yeah, again, which I mean, we're going on what 5 years about this movie. Like
yeah.
this movie's been supposedly this movie was supposed to be out like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. It was
Like,
supposed to be out 3 years ago, come February.
yeah,
Yeah.
like come on. I at this point, I mean, it's either happening or it's not. And I feel like they're gonna turn every movie into a Zack Snyder crusade and release the Flash movie, release, I don't know, Man of Steel 2, release,
Mm-hmm.
everything, and it's just like these disciples of Zack Snyder are just like, I don't know, they're gonna like I don't know, he
Yeah.
was, I hope he values them because
But
man,
like,
they have helped him out.
I feel like, I mean, I can imagine a Man of Steel 2 directed by Zack Snyder where Brainiac is the main villain, and I could theoretically see it actually being pretty good,
Hmm.
assuming Superman is actually, portrayed like Superman. But like, I can't really picture any other villain working in this universe, especially since you've already used Doomsday and Darkseid is already going to be in Justice League. Like, where do you go from there? Like, you already you already did Lex Luthor, and it was bad. He can't carry his own. He can't carry a movie by himself. I feel like Brainiac is really the only way to go up. So, like, I could potentially see that working, but I don't know. I just, especially since I want a Brainiac movie at some point. I want him to be the villain of some superhero movie at some point because I think it's something that they just haven't done yet,
Hmm.
and I feel it could be very interesting, especially since they've only used like three of, like they only use Zod, Lex Luthor, now Doomsday. That's it. That's all they've ever done for Superman movies, even back in the '70s, with just those two people.
Yeah.
Like,
So
especially since Man of Steel 1 did focus so much on the origins of Krypton and how it like Superman's connection to it and whatnot, and like it kind of would be a decent through line after Zod wanting to turn Earth into Krypton, having Brainiac come down. Like, I feel that could be a pretty decent next step, but uh, I don't
yeah, well,
necessarily need Zack Snyder to make that movie.
exactly, and that's kind of my thing. It's like Zack Snyder doesn't he doesn't have to be the face of every DC movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people want him to be, and then they're gonna point at like this last Wonder Woman movie and see this is what happens when Zack Snyder's in charge. You don't get good movies. I'm like, interesting, because like all these other movies that no one likes, you're like, oh, these are amazing. But we'll
Yep,
see.
we'll see.
I don't know. It's just how it's people are gonna people is how I basically
Hmm.
say it. They're gonna people. That's it's the same with anything, and that's just how
Yeah.
it's gonna be. But eh,
So one fun little thing that Warner Brothers is doing. We've kind of discussed something similar to this before when Disney announced that some of their movies are going to be on Disney Plus. Warner Brothers is announcing uh, a Justice League Mother Box meal for two that you can order for $95. It comes in like a Mother Box little like a movie replica Mother box that has like it has food and drinks in it that are modeled after DC Universe restaurants like Jitters and the Big Belly Burger.
hey,
So that's
really, this is
interesting.
happening.
Yeah. You can pre-order it now.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean,
Standard or vegetarian is right there. Yeah, you can.
does it say what food it comes with? So it's like it's based off of like DC. I like that idea because
Yeah.
like I've always thought about like Big Belly Burger and stuff like that.
So I
Trying to think
know.
what other.
Um, let's see, Big Belly Burger, Jitters Coffee, um, uh, dessert straight from the cornfields of Smallville, whatever that
Oh,
means.
dessert from Smallville. Interesting. I'm thinking pie for some reason because
Hey,
country
yeah,
people make good pie.
yeah,
I mean, okay, that's a thing. He
like
says
it,
$95 though.
yes, and like even after you finish with your meal, you'll still have the Mother Box replica thing just to keep around as a souvenir. So I guess the novelty of that is worth the price. I don't know.
I guess, but that's a lot of money though. That's $100.
Yeah,
Like,
like it looks like it's gonna be packed with a lot of food, but like them specifically making something like this to eat while watching a 4 hour movie kind of makes sense. Because
yeah,
like I could easily see people ordering the mother box meal for two just for a single person and watch starting this movie at like right after lunch or like during lunchtime and then maybe around 3 o'clock taking a little break and then coming back at 5 o'clock for dinner time and then finishing it and eat the second meal. That, I
hmm
think that could work.
yeah, and I guess like it would be interesting to see because it's like, yeah, they have all this food for, you know, I guess eating and meals and
Mm.
all. I like how I said that like I was confused about food before, but like, but yeah, like I don't know. I think that's very interesting. That's like a very specific product
Mm.
that I did not see coming. I don't know. It sounds like it would be cool, but I kind of think it's gonna flop personally because
Like
that's a lot of
I'm not
money.
gonna buy it personally, but it is a
Oh
cool
no,
idea that I
hundred
think other
bucks.
people should look into, like either making their own thing or partnering with businesses to do some like movie themed catering, like partner with Uber Eats or DoorDash or something to like specifically have.
Right, right. I could get behind something like that or something like if there was a SpongeBob movie, we'd be like, oh yeah, we made these like Krabby Patty thing,
Yeah,
like something like that.
exactly.
But like I wouldn't make it 100. I think like $100 is too much. Like I think maybe if it was something more like scaled down, it would have a
Yeah,
better chance.
because I'm
But
expecting that mother box to be made of cardboard. If it's made of like
yeah,
actual like marble or like something that's actually like durable, then sure. But it's gonna be made of like maybe cardboard. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. It doesn't. Not, yeah, I mean, I didn't look that sturdy. At least I didn't think so.
Hmm.
But I mean, again, it could be. If it's authentic like, but
Made of inf metal.
yeah, I mean, if it's from Apocalypse or wherever, I don't even know. But I guess we'll have to see. I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not. There's no way I'm buying it, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm interested to see if sales are decent for that. I haven't heard about that though, so that's
It was announced
interesting.
today. So.
Maybe. Oh well, that's probably why I've been at the store all day.
Fair
But,
enough. You
yeah,
didn't pick one up while you were out.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I could have got one on the way back. You never know. Oh no, hey Dad, just put this in our buggy. No big deal. Like, this cost how much? You got to put that back. Well, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. We'll see. I don't know. I want to see if anyone gets it, so I'll see what happens. But I doubt it personally.
So one last bit of Warner Brothers news. It's been rumored for a long time that there was going to be a Batman: The Long Halloween animated movie, and it's officially been confirmed that it's going to be a two-parter similar to The Dark Knight Returns, with the first part coming out this summer.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Now, who is behind it? Is this gonna be like in the universe, or like in this is gonna be like a DC universe continuation, or is this gonna be like its own standalone thing, like The Dark Knight Returns, or
So
like?
I know that recently, since since after the end of Apocalypse War, they've been doing some more like standalone movies. I know that Superman: Man of Tomorrow happened with its own
Yeah.
completely new art style. There's a Wonder Woman movie. No, not Wonder Woman. It's a Justice Society of America movie coming out later this year, which is a really different art style.
Okay.
So I have a feeling, at least right now, they're just going to kind of experiment with. Maybe not experiment, but they have like other, just like standalone movies, kind of for now. I have a feeling this is just going to be its own thing, which I think will be. I think that'd be fine.
Okay. Yeah. According to this, it's going to be PG-13, so not the hard R, but still going to
That's fine.
be
That's fine.
pretty solid as far as what's going to go down.
Yeah.
So it's probably, we're going to see some stuff. Probably not going to see literally Harvey Dent's face melt off, but like
Yeah,
it'll
in
be close.
animation, you can get away with a lot at PG-13.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, actually, I think
So
because
this looks,
because in the first Justice League War, you had Barry stab Darkseid in the eye and like blood came out. Like that was
yeah, it's
fine
true.
in
That was
PG-13. So
that was pretty gruesome. Yeah, some of these animated movies, I forget they can get away with some stuff because
yeah,
it's like, oh, that was rough. Like,
yeah,
so
because
this could be interesting. This is actually really exciting for me. I'm hoping they keep it like, kind of like how they did with like, not so much how they wrote the Killing Joke, but kind of how the art style is kind of
yes,
is similar. I'm hoping they kind of keep the like really long ears and like the tinted cape and everything. Like, I don't know, like just kind of basically bring it to life as they usually do.
yeah, because
Just kind of make it look exactly how it like that look.
yeah, don't make it like you made the Killing Joke because the Killing Joke movie isn't that great, but
No,
um,
but like visually, it kind of
yes,
checks those boxes at least.
yes, and I do appreciate that it's splitting it into two parts since A Long Halloween is, a very long story. It's not over like 3 issues. Like it's a very like
There's a lot going
there's a
on.
lot going on. Yeah, and if this does well, then hopefully they can continue just making straight adaptations like with Nightfall or other stuff like that where
Battle for the Cowl and
yeah,
who knows what else. Like, yeah, because and that's kind of the thing. They kind of there's always been a lot of Batman, but they've always circled the same 2 or 3 Batman stories.
yeah,
So I kind of like how they're kind of branching out to other, also very famous Batman comics and graphic novels and such.
yeah, and I appreciate how if they do it in its own art style, because one thing that kind of bugged me about the Death of Superman movie we got, which is actually pretty good,
Yeah.
it kind of bugged me that it was set in this universe, in the DC animated
Yeah.
universe that we had at the time. Like it it made you care a little more about these characters, but at the same time, it wasn't a thing where like it wasn't the universe wasn't really built in a way where you really knew who these people were aside from really Batman. Like Superman had been in a couple of the Justice League movies, but you didn't know him as in depth as or him or the other Justice League members as in depth as you would if you were just reading the comics. But so it almost would have had the same impact if it was just its own separate universe story. But like I said, it was still a pretty solid movie, but something about it being set in that universe and just Call of the Death of Superman was a little weird, but I don't know.
And it did kind of seem that a lot of Superman characters were kind of first introduced in this movie.
Yes.
And because I know we had seen Lois a little bit in a previous movie, but like pretty much everyone else was pretty much brand new.
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't think
universe.
we had seen the parents at all. There was that one guy at the dock who was fawning over Superman.
Oh yeah.
Before, like we'd seen Lex Luthor maybe once before in like a montage scene at the beginning of Teen Titans versus the JL. But other than that, almost would have had the same impact if it was just its own secluded story.
Yeah. Now I do like the thing I do like though is that like with the whole Doomsday happen, it's like it's not just like only Superman's available. It's like everyone else got wrecked, and it's like all right, Superman, if you don't do this, we are all gonna die.
Yes, I did.
And I kind of like that.
But that still could have happened if it was just its own thing.
Yeah, it's true. But then you have to have a whole new Justice League, which they do that. Because even in that Flashpoint movie, they kind of like, which granted that's technically now connected, but at the time it wasn't. Yeah. So like they did kind of just bring in a bunch of people, which I don't know how they connect that because like the animation is not even close to the same.
It's similar. It's like
I mean,
squint, it looks the same. Like, I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe I'm misremembering, but like
I don't know. I just remember. I know like maybe Flash and a little bit like Reverse Flash, but like I know for sure like none of the Justice League looks how they do.
Oh yeah,
now.
like
Batman. Superman looked like weird. I remember Superman looked really weird in that art style.
Batman at the end. Batman who was at the the beginning sequence and the very end when Barry gave him the letter was voiced by Kevin Conroy. So so like
So I'm already like, all right. So they kind of just it was kind of just a cop out so they could get away with doing crazy stuff in the movie, which I get it. But like for the most part, I still like it.
It's still a very very solid adaptation of the story, but again, I especially since it is technically connected to the New 52 movies. The fact that Batman is still voiced by the guy who was voicing him pre-Flashpoint and then the very next movie, he was voiced by a different guy, but that's still connected to this.
Yeah,
is it a different timeline or not? Like, I don't know.
I think a couple people voiced Wonder Woman. They went for a couple voices. I think they got Rosario Dawson to do Wonder Woman and the later one. I don't think she was the voice in the first one or two, but they eventually got her on for around like the second or third Justice movie. But anyway, all that to say, anime movies can be very good. So this is you said this year?
Yes, this summer.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
But why not Halloween? Why not Halloween though?
I mean, you can watch it at Halloween.
If there was ever a movie to release Halloween, that's the name in it.
Whatever.
Oh well.
Like I said, I do appreciate them splitting it into two parts so they don't have to rush anything. Just like with Dark Knight Returns. From memory, I'm pretty sure there's a pretty solid midpoint of. Would you say that Harvey Dent turning to Two-Face would be like a solid here's where you stop the first part and then the rest happens?
Yeah, probably, because that's that is more or less the climax of the issue, at least in my opinion. That's the most biggest thing that happens in terms of this is not, we can't go back. So yeah, I'd say that's a good solid point.
Yeah. And as much as I would love them to bring back, all the iconic voices for all these characters from the animated series, this could be a good opportunity to experiment with other voice actors like Troy Baker voicing both Batman and
Yeah,
Joker. Because why not? You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, Troy Baker is a very like. I was like Kevin Conroy will always be the Batman voice I hear in my head when I'm like reading
Yeah,
comics or something. But like, there have been some other good voices for Batman. Like
yeah.
Troy Baker is really
I
good, and
really like the one
also
from Young Justice.
yeah, he's a good one too. Yeah, and like no, and yeah, especially and like even there's been a couple good Jokers. Even like John DiMaggio when he did
Yeah,
like for Under the Red Hood, his Joker was really good.
yeah. It was
And
very
like
different than what
so
you normally
they
see
can
from Joker, but it was very very good. Troy Baker sounded
yeah
exactly
it
like
works.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that one I was surprised. But yeah, they can. It's real. They can really do well. So like that's the thing. It's like you really can expand and branch out on these. Not
Mm-hmm.
that yeah, not that they're not the OGs. Like they are in I guess the Hall of Fame in voice acting. I guess
Yeah,
if there is one, I don't actually know. But
there should be if there's
you
any.
know, they're really good, especially for specific roles. Come on. But like yeah, as far as like branching out, because I mean, again, like not to be mean, but yeah, the guys aren't getting younger, and sometimes the voices sometimes you can tell are getting a little pitchy and like a little out of tune. So it's like it could be time to pass the mantle. As
Yeah,
long as it
like
sounds good, you won't be taken out of it.
yeah, like part of the reason why I didn't love The Killing Joke is, like I said, I love Mark Hamill. I love Kevin Conroy as these characters, but Mark Hamill's Joker is just getting a little aged. Like it, he still sounded like the Joker, but when he really needed to belt out laughing, when he really needed to sound sinister, it just didn't sound quite like you wanted it to, and like it sucks. But like yeah, these people aren't getting any younger. They're especially Mark Hamill, who's been doing this since the early '90s. Like his voice is shot from doing
Yeah,
all these, from doing that for so long. Like,
right. It's like they've been doing other stuff, especially Mark Hamill's been doing. He's the villain in every kids cartoon probably in the last 20 years. So like it takes a toll on you, and yeah, it is. Every now you got to pass the torch, more
yeah,
or less. I'm not saying they should; they are amazing, but I'm just saying it's okay to not be every Batman and every Joker
yes,
ever.
yes. So yeah, like if they wanted to bring the old people back, I wouldn't say no. But if they also
Nope,
wanted
I
to
won't.
try to bring in either voice actors who've done them before or brand new people, also great.
Yeah,
And we'll know this
yeah,
summer
well
what
said.
they do. But let's see what Disney is up to now. So it's been confirmed that Black Widow will be 2 hours and 13 minutes long. So honestly, a little on the short side, especially at this point in the
Yeah,
MCU. But you know what? Like I said earlier in the podcast, movies don't need to be 2.5 hours. That is fine.
exactly. Especially like we know and for here it's also like there's gonna be a lot going on. There's gonna be and it's also like we have reached at least for the near future the cap in like ridiculous world altering stuff
Mm-hmm.
in the last couple of years. So like this will be unless something crazy happens, we're not gonna have a Thanos level half the universe
No.
destroying
What is,
problem. So
what is
it's not gonna
Taskmaster
be
gonna
that.
do? Like he's not gonna. Come on.
I mean, worst case scenario, he might blow up the city, but like he's not like this isn't gonna like destroy the universe. We'll be
Yeah,
okay. So like yeah, and I'm not saying that doesn't mean it's not gonna be important, obviously, but
but
it's like
he's not the
I
the
think
avatar of
not it being
Galactus or whatever. He's not a herald of Galactus. No, not he's
yeah no and like yeah no and like we'll get there I'm sure one of these days, but like yeah in terms of like it'll be long enough to understand what's going on, get things together, and then they'll and it's just like it'll be good for what it is. It's gonna be a fun movie. I think it's
yeah.
gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be funny. I think there's gonna be some very cool fight scene. I'm interested, like, because it's been a while since we had like a hand to hand fight scene kind of
Yeah.
in these movies. They seem kind of overpowered at this point, so I'm kind
Mm,
of interested to see that, especially with Taskmaster.
yeah.
Taskmaster.
And like, yeah, we'll get that in Black Widow, and then we'll get that even more in Shang-Chi later in the summer. So like, it really does feel like not that the MCU is taking a break, but like it definitely does feel like, at least for right now, there is a kind of shift in the scale of these movies, which I think is perfectly okay. Like after Thanos, just be like, okay, here's a couple of
Yeah.
breather movies, and then Eternals coming later in November. Like that is when the lasers come back. Like that is when you know, planet destroying monsters are gonna like be the threat again. Like you can have a couple of movies in between. That's perfectly okay.
Mm, exactly.
Yeah. And they have officially doubled down on saying they are not planning on releasing it on Disney Plus in any form. So
Oof.
that easily
So
still could change between now and May, but right now they're sticking to their guns. So, yay, I guess.
honestly, and I think they're understand. They're taking a minute to understand where they are. Because again, you're Marvel. You don't have to. You are already, as we speak, literally today, putting out content.
Yes.
And like not just I mean serious, literally connected universe content right now. You've got a whole nother show on the way as soon as this one's out. Like
And then
you've
one
got
after that,
nothing
and
but
then one
time.
after that. You'll
Exactly.
be fine.
You've got nothing but time. You don't need to force it. And they know what I think. And they know what I kind of think I've been saying. Like, whatever movie is the first movie back is going to easily make at least $1 billion, regardless.
Yes.
So they're just holding their cards, realizing they're not on a time crunch, and saying, all right, we're just going to wait. And whenever movies come back, boom, Black Widow takes the market.
Yeah.
And it'll probably work because everyone's going to want to see something.
Yeah.
Plus, it's going to be a Marvel movie that everyone wants to see anyway. So,
However, I have a feeling that after WandaVision, it seems to be very, very popular, despite the people that want it to be just binge all at the same time. They're wrong, but whatever. I'll just already discussed that. Because it is spaced out over 8 weeks. People need to keep their Disney Plus subscription over that 8 weeks, and because of the marketing buzz around it, more people are going to be subscribing to that. Then as soon as WandaVision ends, Falcon Winter Soldier, right after that. I'm going to guess if by April, because those two shows back to back, if they did inflate the Disney Plus numbers after a certain point, like let's say I think there was like 85 million subscribers on Disney Plus before WandaVision came out. Like by December it was like 85 million. If they can manage to hit 100 million by April, guarantee one Black Widow is coming to Disney Plus.
you think so?
Because I think there's a little bit of a dip between when Falcon Winter Soldier and when Loki comes out. I think it's like a couple. I think Loki isn't scheduled until June or July. So Falcon Winter Soldier ends late April. I think that was a 6 episode. Yeah, I think that was a 6 episode series. So yeah, it ends in April, and then Black Widow the next month, and then Loki comes out, and then Shang-Chi. Like it just kind of to keep people on your platform, because they would still have to pay for Black Widow regardless of if they go to the movies or they'll make their billion regardless.
Right.
If enough people are on Disney Plus, why not just if 100 million people, if that at least 15 million of those people subscribe to Disney Plus just for Marvel content, and know that because that number went over 100 million since Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision came out, all those people, at least a pretty significant number of those people, will be willing to pay $30 to watch Black Widow. There's your money.
Yeah, it's true. But don't do that. I don't want them because I'm hating this. They're like doing this whole like on Disney Plus, but you also have to pay for it when you're already paying. Like, I do not a fan.
Yeah,
not a fan at all.
Like Raya and the Last Dragon, that's going to be both in theaters and on Disney Plus at the same. But you'll still have to pay $30 for Raya the Last Dragon. Like that trailer looked fine.
But it wasn't $30.
Not $30.
No. Like I will watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it for that much.
I'll watch it when it comes for free on Disney Plus. Probably like late October, November. Later this year. But like maybe if theaters were completely open, I would willingly go see Raya and the Last Dragon. It looks like a pretty solid action plus comedy Disney movie. But right now, I'm not willing to pay $30 to watch it at home.
No, absolutely not.
Black
And
Widow,
like,
I maybe would.
I don't know, like, I don't know, $30. Because, like, again, I understand that I am a cheap person, but at the same time, $30 is all. I mean, that's 2 to 3 movie tickets depending on how
Yeah.
you see the movie.
But if you have 2 or 3 people in your house who are gonna watch it,
But I don't.
your brother not like Marvel stuff, or
Yeah, but that's two. But
yeah,
like, and like, nah, man, nah. Like, I don't know. I'm not sold. I might have to watch it. If they do, I probably will have to just because the spoilers will just get to me.
mm,
And that's probably what they know that too, because like
yeah,
it will get because they
yeah.
know people will ruin
They,
it.
they got you.
I won't be able to open any social media, YouTube, or anything until I see it. Because, as soon as I open up, I just need to look up something real quick. Oh my gosh, wait, how did I miss this?
Some,
Even though it's a
yeah.
prequel movie, it won't matter because something
Something in
huge is
that
going to
after
happen.
credit scene, something that after credit scene is gonna break the world. I just
That's
know
what I'm
it.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
For
The whole
no reason.
movie, fine. All this has happened. It's okay. This is in the past. Literally 10 seconds after credit scene. He was a scroll the whole time. Like, like something ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, come on. But, like, oh, they know. But they know.
they know.
And that,
It's fine.
I'm hoping they don't because I'd be upset. But then again, I might be forced to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
So we'll see. They haven't. We haven't even gotten there yet. It's still going to be not on Disney Plus, but still coming out in May. Rise of right now. I don't think the vaccine will be distributed enough to be safely viewable in theaters in May. But if I have the vaccine by May and I feel safe enough, I might go see it. If not, I might have to wait a little bit longer. But you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
So, sticking with Disney Plus, it is one of my guilty pleasures to go online and watch people get mad for no reason. So, the other day, it was announced that Disney, on Disney Plus, removed Peter Pan and a couple of other classic Disney movies from the kids section of Disney Plus for showing some stuff that didn't age well. Let's just put it like that. You've seen Peter Pan, right?
The original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Peter Pan and also the Aristocats and Dumbo were all removed from the kids section of Disney Plus. Okay. I'm going to repeat that. They were removed from the kids section of Disney Plus. The title
they're
made
still
it
on there.
very clear. They were removed from the kids section of Disney Plus. Okay?
Yeah.
So many people in the comment section were pretending to be mad about this. Like, how dare you take these movies off your platform? Like, these movies are classics. How am I going to show my kid these? They are still on Disney Plus. They're just not viewable with the kids filter on. Okay? It's fine.
Honestly, yeah. I think it's honestly miscommunication. That's probably what it is. Because if people will look at something for a second and they will literally be like, oh my gosh, this is what that means. I hate this forever. I need to tell everyone why this is terrible. And it's like,
These
you don't
people didn't
even understand anything that's happening. Like,
They
it's
just
literally, you
saw-
can still search for it. It's right
They
there.
just saw Disney doing an SJW BS thing. I'm gonna be mad about it, even though first of all, I love Peter Pan. That is one of my childhood classic movies. I grew up to. I love that. I even kind of love the scene that I know they're removing it for. That movie had a very, very let's say unsavory depiction of Native American people in it. So I actually like growing up. I loved that scene. I understand why they would want to kind of at least have the parents, if a parent is going to show that movie to their kids, they have the disclaimer at the beginning of the movie saying, this movie was a product of its time, has some stuff that doesn't age well. It says it better than that, but essentially this is a disclaimer being like, movie does not represent us now, like just view it with caution, whatever. I would want, if I were Disney, I would want the parents to show it to their. I would still want, it's still available on Disney Plus. Parents can still show their kids, but just allow there to be a conversation about how this is not okay, as opposed to kids just watching it and then repeating lines from that movie about Native American people that are unsavory today.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, obviously, a lot of things in these movies don't age well, especially when they're from what the 50s and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, that kind of comes with the territory. It's like, maybe, but like, I don't understand why anyone cares that it's not in the kids. Because, like, first of all, I mean, who cares? Like, you can still watch the movie. It's still on there.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter if it's on the kids? I guess if you're like 6-year-old can't find it on their profile, like, who cares?
The kid will ask, "Hey, I can't, like, you're telling me to watch Peter Pan, I can't find it," and the parent will go, "Okay, let me search it for you," and they find it. Like, I don't know, like there's one extra step maybe. Like,
yeah, and I think the funny thing is, like, obviously the kids probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
Straight up, like, the kids would not even notice. Like, so it's not about the kids; it's about the parents. Are like, "Oh, I hate change." It's like nothing's really changing, like, it's not really. But
I don't know. It's just so funny watching all these people complain about, like, like, how dare you succumb to the mob, like Disney back with their SJW BS. Like, I'm so glad I never subscribed to Disney Plus in the first place, or I am canceling my subscription because you got rid of Dumbo. When
first off,
they didn't even get rid of Dumbo.
No, you're not. If you cancel your subscription for that, you're a liar. Like, there's no way.
Come on. Second of all, Dumbo, those crows in Dumbo are straight up racist. Like, it is not even like a question. Like, they weren't even cool for the time period. Like, I don't even know what they were thinking back then. Plus, Dumbo isn't even a good movie. I think it's like 62 minutes with credits, and it's like very, very sad and it's kind of depressing of a movie. Like, it's not even kids should watch that anyway.
The 40s. I'll admit, I have not seen the original Dumbo, so I don't know. I might have to watch it now to see, just like, if that makes me uncomfortable, because I kind of want to know. But at the same time, like, if it's still on there, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, like.
But yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense, because, like, if it is, like, has some kind of, like, slurs or something, like, I probably don't want my 5-year-old to come to school, "Hey, they say you're a, something."
I don't think it's slurs, but I think one of the, but, like, the crows, like, are just kind of act and look like very stereotypical, black individuals that were, like, like, there was this aesthetic in the 40s and 50s of black people that just always felt a little weird. And these birds, like, it wasn't necessary, but they did it anyway. And that scene doesn't even matter for the rest of the movie. They just show up and then leave. Like, it doesn't matter. They just in there just to fill time.
And I find it interesting that, like, because, like, normally what I would have thought they would have done is, like, they would have just kind of taken that, like, 30-second minute scene out. And then people would be like, "Oh, you're taking away the movie," and, like, "Oh, you're taking away the cherished." I'm like, first off, it's Dumbo, bro. Like, you're that passionate about Dumbo.
No one cares about Dumbo.
Second of all, you don't get anything different from the movie. And now, in this, especially if they're not changing anything, who cares? It's Dumbo. Like,
they're adding a disclaimer.
If you're really gonna lose sleep,
and it's not in the children's section of your streaming service. It is still searchable right now. You can find it, but
and you got the grown-ups complaining about it.
Because
that's, like, kind of the funniest part. Like, grown-ups are complaining that they're, like, "Oh, it's in the kids section." It's like, you can just look it up for them.
The point of these childhood classics is for parents to show them to their kids and relive those memories of viewing it for the first time as a kid with their kids. You don't get that if your kid just finds it themselves. So, like, why are you mad about not being able to show it to your kid if you can literally do that? Like, none of this makes sense, and like I said, it's hilarious watching people cry for literally no reason.
Yeah, but they will.
Yep.
But people are gonna people, like I said. Like, it's hilarious, but it's terrible.
Yeah. So, like, I will say, Disney has gone a little far with this kind of stuff in the past. Like, for example, there was a time when Mary Poppins was taken off of Disney Plus to then be put back on with the disclaimer at the beginning. Specifically because, have you seen Mary Poppins?
It's been years,
Okay.
but yeah.
Well, one of the main characters at one point, uh, like plays the role of a chimney sweep. So because he was a chimney sweep,
Oh,
he
yeah, I
had
know where
soot
we're going.
on his
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
and one person, or like at least one small group of people, called out Disney for portraying blackface in the '60s. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I remember that. I
I
remember that.
like I don't want to speak for you because I know it doesn't affect me at all. But like,
Okay, I don't
do
think
you
I can speak
care?
for me either. I don't know.
Do you
But
care?
I mean, I can't say. I'm not gonna say just because I don't. I don't know who's watching YouTube, and also I need to apply for jobs soon.
Fair
So
enough.
who
Fair
knows?
enough.
But it is.
Yeah.
It's Mary Poppins. It's Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't know. I feel like
I don't think that was the intention, but I
yeah,
mean,
it was just him. It was just to show that he was a chimney sweep, so they put soot on his face. It wasn't even like his whole face was covered. It was just kind of whatever.
yeah,
Like,
I remember the scene.
yeah,
Yeah, I kind of see it, but also like, okay, like,
I feel like in those situations, if the intention is to harm a specific group of people, then yes, absolutely. That is absolutely the case in Dumbo, to portray this group of people in a more negative light for no reason. This is just the character's job requires that he looks a certain way, so they made him look that way, and it just so happened that the color of the stuff they put on his face was black, therefore he's technically doing blackface. I feel that's a little much, but it's still on there. You can still see it. It's not like they took it off. But
yeah,
whatever. Like,
I mean,
whatever.
I guess better to be safe than sorry if you're Disney, but
Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Like it literally doesn't matter. You can still view all these movies on Disney Plus. They're just if you're I just like see in my head these people going on Disney Plus, finding these movies and seeing the disclaimer at the beginning and being like, "Oh no, we're not watching that because they warned you that there would be potentially harmful stuff in this movie from the 40s and 50s." Like, I don't know. I just
Yeah, but I mean, also it's Mary Poppins. I mean, it's like a movie like Dumbo or Mary Poppins is so famous. It's like I feel like you would, it's like if you're gonna watch it, like you kind of know
Yeah,
it's not like
exactly.
you know what you're getting into.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you never know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I get it.
So, moving on from Disney, in other nerd news, do you know of the video game studio Vicarious Visions?
I've heard the name. I'm not sure I'm not familiar with what they've made.
Okay.
I don't think.
Well, you should, because they were the ones that remastered Crash and Spyro.
Hey, that's probably where I heard the name from.
Yes, and along with the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, that's right.
remake.
Yeah.
Well, they were owned by Activision.
Okay.
And even though Crash Bandicoot remakes did fantastic, Nitro Fuel did fantastic, Spyro
Crash
Reignited
4.
did fantastic,
Yeah.
Tony Hawk is one of the greatest remakes of all time, Activision just out of nowhere decided Vicarious Visions is going to no longer exist, and all of you people are going to be working on Blizzard stuff.
Oof. Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. Probably somebody at the top was like, okay, WoW and Overwatch are making us this much money.
Yeah.
The Tony Hawk remake and Crash Bandicoot 4 made us this much money. This much money is less than this much money. So we're going to take the company that made this much money
Yep.
and dissolve them, even though they are still making money, just not this much money. They're making this much money. We're
Yeah,
going to
I
dissolve them and make them work on this so they can make more money. Okay.
right. These are definitely like, yeah, these are definitely like bottom line decisions, like in terms of like, all right, which one gives us the most? All right, we're doing that. But it's like, it's not, is it about the quality of game or is it about making the money? And
It's
that's what
probably
I
not
think it
making the
should
money,
be.
but like Blizzard, the Blizzard games are usually pretty good. But that's not, and like I'm more than confident that the people at Vicarious Visions would make great games and do great work at Blizzard. But that's not what they do. They don't do shooters or MOBAs. They make platformers and remake great skating games. Now they just can't
Like,
work on those anymore, at least as of right
yeah, it's
now. It's
like, because I mean, granted, I know some people have complained about some of the more recent Call of Duty games, but like, I don't think dissolving someone else who's doing good work to this is actually the answer. It's like I feel like that kind of just diminishes another successful property. But
I think that's also probably it. Like Call of Duty, even the most recent one, which people just don't like, makes this much money. So this
yeah,
much money is a lot more than this much money.
yeah,
Even though this much is still more than no money. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I think the age of shooting games is starting to slowly
yeah,
like die down.
but
But
like, it would be this. It would be like if Nintendo recently full out purchase next level games. They've been partnering with them forever to make the Punch Out series, Mario Strikers, and more recently Luigi's Mansion. The last two Luigi's Mansion games have been fantastic and sold actually very very well. It would be like Nintendo fully buying them and then saying, "Okay, you guys did great job making Luigi Mansion 3. Now we're gonna make all of you. We're gonna take all of you and throw you onto the 2D Mario team. You're just gonna be making 2D Mario games from now on." And they're like, "But we wanted to make Mario Strikers 3 or Luigi Mansion 4. Nope, 2D Mario games." It's like, I'm sure you'll do great
or
work over there, but like, that's not what they want to do. That's not what they're good at.
it's not what the best. That's not what they do best.
Yeah.
It's just like you're kind of limiting their potential with this.
And like I heard Crash 4 is actually. Have you played Crash 4 yet?
I played a little bit, but yeah, I've heard it's very good.
Yeah.
A friend
Not
of
as
mine
good as
has
other
it.
Crash games is. Like,
Yeah, freakishly hard, but that's
yeah.
that's a
Like
given at this point.
Tony Hawk has returned to form for the franchise. Like it's things are looking up for everything they touched seemed to be very good, and then just all of a sudden you're gonna make Overwatch. You're gonna make the next skin for Tracer in Overwatch. You're gonna help with map design and WoW. It's like, but why? Like, I feel like they have so much more potential, and they're just
Yeah.
no.
And it kind of destroys like it's kind of like slowly like build bogging down the variety of game too because those
Mm-hmm.
aren't even nearly the same type of games. Like if it was a different kind of platformer, that's one thing. But I mean platformers already are kind of running out of properties in general.
Yeah,
So
but like we were, it felt so right that after Crash 4 that Spyro 4 would happen, or like a new Spyro game was going to happen,
right,
but and that still potentially could happen, just not by these people.
and see that makes me sad
Yeah,
because I don't think it's gonna be good.
yeah.
Because I mean it might be, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of
What can you do? I don't.
yeah.
I'm sure Activision Blizzard will continue to make a lot of money after this, but we'll see how fans react to I'm really curious how long it'll take for these people to just straight up quit the company after not being able to work on the things they love, instead just be a you're gonna work on gun design in Call of Duty whatever comes out next year. Like that's fine. Like, I'm sure he'll make the best gun ever, but it won't be what he wants to do. Yeah.
Right.
So
I guess we'll see.
yeah, we'll
But
see. Hopefully the Activision does decide to continue making Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and good Tony Hawk games, and hopefully over time they'll kind of put those people onto those franchises again. But right now, up in the air. So it's time to move on to a little game I like to call Roll Call. So this is I like to call like a little nerd check, just to kind of make sure your nerd brain is still working and just kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Okay.
So I have 2 here for you. Do you have any for me?
Yeah, I've got 2 or 2 to 3. I picked 3 in case one of them's lame.
Okay, so we'll start with my first one. Can you name as many of Superman's powers as you can?
Okay.
Start with 7. I think you can get 7 pretty easily.
Probably guess. Okay, so invulnerable, obviously super speed, flight, super hearing, heat vision, X-ray vision, freeze breath. Oh man. Oh, I know there's a bunch more. He can do like everything. I already said hearing. Probably super smell. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm gonna assume.
Absolutely has super smell. Guarantee it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say if he doesn't, that'd be like the weirdest
superhuman
thing ever.
olfactory.
Yeah, right? Like I would at this point, I'd expect it. What other vision? There's some other vision, I'm sure. Super. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Depending on the continuity, he doesn't need to breathe oxygen, so I think that's a
be able to breathe in space or underwater.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's a power.
Me too.
I don't want to say like sun radiation because I feel like that's a given with all the powers.
I mean, in the New 52, we had a thing where he could like do like a solar burst and like.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, that's a power.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that'll count. Yeah, because I can't do that, so I would count that as a power.
There's at least one more.
Good one that I should know.
Maybe.
Let me think.
Although it's kind of. That's another thing that's like kind of implied just because of him being Superman. But
right. Well, if he doesn't. I'm trying to think just based on logically now. It's like, well, super swimming, but like that's not really a power, I guess, because that's implied with super speed, I guess. But like maybe, what can I do that he can do better? Hearing, feeling, touching. Super tasting, probably. I don't know. That would be interesting. You know exactly what's in everything he eats. That'd be kind of interesting.
That would actually be a not useless power. Not useless.
No. No. That'd be an interesting power because, like, you could know the secret recipe to everything or something. Like, I know the 11 herbs and spices in KFC or whatever. Change the world. Okay. I really didn't think of this. I already said super. I think I said super breath.
You did.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did freeze breath at least.
Yeah, freeze breath or. Okay, that's all I got. Okay. What else is there?
Did you say telescopic vision?
What? Oh, I guess not. I said X-ray vision, but I guess I implied that. But no, that's not the same thing. Okay.
So I don't know if you necessarily separated them, but I know you said heat vision. Technically, his heat vision and his laser vision are 2 different things.
Oh, what?
In The Dark Knight Returns.
Okay, wait. What's the difference? I need to know.
In The Dark Knight Returns, that lady with the swastikas on her breasts, she was about to shoot Batman, and then the gun just like overheated and exploded. Superman uses his heat vision to melt stuff. Laser vision is to actually shoot lasers. It's essentially the same thing.
Okay. But no, there is a distinction. There is a distinction. Okay. No, that makes sense.
I can't find. I couldn't remember any other indication of when he just looked at something and it melted. He usually shoots the lasers and it does that, but it's essentially, technically, 2 different.
Yeah, it's technically different.
He also
And like that would happen differently too, because it's kind of like a magnifying glass with the sun. Like you wouldn't necessarily like, see a beam all the time, but you
yeah,
would definitely feel it.
yeah.
So
He
I guess
also
that would
has
make sense.
a super healing factor. I don't know if you said that, but that's again just
Okay,
kind of
no, but
implied with him
that
being
yeah,
Superman.
no, I didn't say that. I said invulnerable, so I guess that was implied.
You would
But
assume he
yeah,
couldn't
like
take
if I can't
damage, so
hurt
it
you, I
doesn't
would
matter.
assume you'd heal
Yeah.
anyway. But
He
yeah,
also has a perfect memory because of course he does.
wait, he does?
Yeah,
Is that like All Star Superman though?
probably.
Because All Star Superman could do everything. I remember. I
Yeah,
was like,
he's able
bro.
to remember everything he's ever heard or read. He's able to be fluent in every
Oh yeah,
languages.
super reading. That would count.
Yeah, yeah. That's on. Well, like for
Okay.
how many? There's probably some others in like from the '60s or '70s. They just gave him one issue and then just forgot about.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gave all the major ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the ones I could think of, all the ones you would actually see Superman use. Like I don't know. Oh, I should have said stamina, superhuman stamina, because like
I
he
mean,
gets tired
that's
or he doesn't
kind of
sweat.
implied with the vulnerability and strength. Like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
I don't know.
Super
Oh, this
breath,
is interesting.
superhuman breath is a very underused and kind of dumb one.
Yes,
It's very
it's
dumb.
not dumb.
Why does
I
he
think
have
it's
that?
it's free. If it's cold air, it can freeze stuff. That could be very helpful. That could be very
Yeah.
helpful.
It's just one of those things
Depending
that
on if he
like
brushes
freeze
super
breath
teeth.
could easily just like fix most of the problems he has that he just punches it.
Well, yeah, but like think about that's what I'm saying. Like if he like froze a bunch of monsters and broke them, like that'd be a lot easier than just punching them to death.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
just walk around, like it's like having a Mr. Freeze gun in your mouth. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, your
my
turn on
kind
me.
of going off the same DC stuff. Can you name 10 DC fictional cities?
Oh no.
Now this one's interesting because you can't. This
Okay.
one's interesting because it has to be a city. It can't be like a place. It has to be like you can't say the Fortress of Solitude. Like it has to be a city.
I'm gonna start with the harder ones. Midway City,
Okay, there it is.
Central City,
Good,
Star City.
good.
Is the city where like Gorilla Grodd leads that just Gorilla City?
That counts. Yes, that
okay.
counts.
Metropolis,
That counts.
Gotham, obviously.
Right.
Would you count the mascara?
I don't know. I thought that was one of the ones I thought about because like it's not really a city. It's more of like a. But then again, if a Gorilla City counts, then yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. With that logic, yeah, that would make sense.
Okay.
Think about every superhero you can think of.
Okay. Because I know that every. Midway City. Sorry, I already said that one. Sorry.
Yeah, you said that.
Jump City.
There you go.
Bloodhaven.
There you go.
Bloodhaven.
There you go. One more. Bring it home.
I got one. No. Hang on.
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. I know because every single superhero has a city, at least in America, somewhere.
Right.
Atlantis.
That's a cop out, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. Others would have been. And can you think of any others?
I'm spent. I know obviously Martian Manhunter has one. I know the Green Lantern has one, but I can't.
Yeah,
think of
no.
what
Coast City is Green Lantern. That's Hal Jordan. There's also National City. I think that's Supergirl. I think in that show.
superhero. Yeah.
Yeah, Steel City. That's like basically Pittsburgh, but not, because it's like,
Yeah. Who has Steel City?
I think that I know it's Titans East in the Teen Titans show, but I know there's another. I need to see.
Got it.
Let me see. Steel City, DC. Yeah, industrial town, the Atlantic coast. It was. Yeah, apparently it's Titans East, I guess.
Okay.
I guess that's the only reference to it. I guess I thought it might have been more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Keystone City, I forget who that is.
Keystone City. That's just. Again, just Pittsburgh. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. It's like apparently it's across the river from Central City, so it's kind of like
okay.
Kansas City and what's the other city in Missouri? Um, St. Louis. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But there's that was good though. That was good.
Yeah.
'Cause I kind of like had that thought, and I was like, can I name 10? And I was like, oh yeah. It took me longer than it should have.
Because like
It took me longer than you.
I know I have seen a map of every single DC hero in their associated city. Like the fact that I remember Midway City, I only remember that because it's the first because 2016 Suicide Squad takes place in Midway City, and I was very upset that the Hawks didn't show up in that movie. So like why, they're a Midway City, so why didn't Hawkman or Hawkwoman show up? So that's why that's there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah, that was good though. Let me see if I can find it. I think I found that map. Oh, I almost had it, and then I got logged out.
Oh,
Crap.
okay.
Yeah,
we'll
but yeah.
Later. Okay, so can you name at least 15? 10 of these should be gimmies. At least, I'll start you out at 15. 15 Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, okay. We're just gonna go easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do evolutions count? First question.
I said 15 Pokemon.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So you got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. I don't know if that was in the right order, but who cares?
It was.
Charizard, Charmander. Oh God, what's the other one? Freaking. That's how you can tell I don't play these games that much. I'm not like you.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna start naming them.
Yeah,
Geodude, Graveler, Beedrill. I'm just picking random ones I can think of. I'll be Pikachu. What's wrong with me? Pikachu, Squirtle, Wartortle. Is it Blastoise? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, Blastoise. Yeah, I never watched the show. I only have played the game, so like I don't know what they sound like, but I guess. Mew, Mewtwo, Gyarados, Magikarp. What else can I think of? Alakazam.
Yes.
I almost said Spoons because I named mine Spoons. Freaking. How am I forgetting the magic names? Oh my god, they're weird words.
Alakazam.
Yes,
so...
Alakazam, Abracadabra. Yes.
Okay.
Get that. I'm sorry. When you're on the clock, it gets hard. I feel this.
You have one more.
Okay.
To 20. I go ahead and
Yeah, no, we're good. I kind of just wanted to go.
Think of Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, Greninja, Lucario. How did I not? God. Pichu.
Yes.
What else? Who else is in Smash? Oh, what's the wrestling one?
Incineroar.
Yeah.
You did good.
That was better than I was expecting. I was like, it sounded easy until I actually started naming.
I would like to think that if you asked me to name however many Pokemon, I would like to think that I will be able to name all 894. I think they're 894. Whoa. But there's no guarantee.
All of them?
I would like to think I could. I would be able to name at least 600 of them. At least 600.
Okay, we're doing. One of these days we're doing this.
Okay.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, just go. We'll time it. I'll get like a counter and everything. Not now. Not today. We don't have time. I want to eat dinner.
Okay. Yeah. I'll write that down. That one of these days, we'll set aside an hour and a half for me to just rack my brain.
Right, I'll have all the Pokédexes pulled up. I'm like, all right, go. Mm-hmm. In order. No, just kidding. No way. Okay. Now this one's gonna be interesting because I know we've talked about this show a couple times on and off podcast, but how many running gags from Community can you name?
Ooh, this is fun. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So there's one that's kind of subtle. It's the first one that came out. I don't know why. So in season 2, during the bottle episode, they mentioned that Jeff wears Beetlejuice underpants. 3 episodes later, or however many episodes later, they they say something about Beetlejuice again, and then in the Halloween episode of season 3, they say Beetlejuice a third time. He shows up in the background. That's one.
That was a very obscure. I am proud of you. That was really good. Yeah, that's one of those like you have to really know what's up to get that one.
There's like Peachy Keen and other stuff like that where they like rhyme with like celebrities and whatnot. I can't think of any examples, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
Yep.
Annie's boobs.
I forgot to feed Annie's boobs. Oh, good one. Good one.
Britta Ing.
Yes, yes.
Does Senor Chang just him existing count, like him wanting to get into the club? I guess kind of count.
Okay, yeah.
Jeff doing like a long-winded monologue, like rounding speech. That happens quite a bit. Oh, that's nice.
Sure.
There's a running gag of Abed, like every other episode, like having his own little like side adventure that you don't even really like see.
Yeah, kind of just doing his own thing.
Yeah. Like there's one episode where just in the background of the whole episode, he's like talking with this one girl that he had met like in season 1, and like she was pregnant, and then like throughout the show, like he keeps talking to her just in the background. Then by the end of like in the climax of the episode, he's just in the background like helping her give birth.
You're doing very well. Go ahead.
Yeah. Evil Abed? Does that count?
Yeah, yeah, the whole evil timeline thing, that works. These are good. They're so good. I'm looking them up now. I forgot how funny these are.
Oh yeah, like they're
There's
like if it wasn't on the spot, I'm sure I'll be able to rattle them off.
Yeah,
much
no.
easier, but
Do you want to keep going, or do you want me to name something?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and start.
Yeah, no. Okay, first, the Streets Ahead, the Pierce's thing.
Yes, Streets.
You have to ask, the streets behind. That was a good one. Britta doesn't know how to say certain words. That was kind of a thing.
Yeah, you're right. Bagel.
Yeah.
Bagel. Her.
Yeah, she says bagel wrong, and everyone judges her harshly, like a real friend group would.
I've been to New York.
Wars. Troy with a weird thing for butt stuff.
Right.
Which is just
the principal having like.
The weirdest costumes. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Every time Leonard says, "Shut up, Leonard." Abed does multiple characters. He did Han Solo one time. He did Batman at the Halloween party. Mm-hmm. Oh, he did the guy from Mad Men that one time. Right. He did Jeff a couple times. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I put Paintball, but that's more like an episode theme. But like, it's still great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that was good. Yeah, I like that one. I was like, I think he's gonna like this one.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was good. Fun. Yeah. I feel like I need to rewatch the show again.
Right?
Like it is. I've only obviously I only saw the first 3 seasons because they're the only ones that exist. After that, doesn't count.
I just thought of one. How Chang uses like his name for like to replace words that sound like it. Like, yes. You want some spare change or like stuff like that. Like, dude, Chang was so good. They ruined it though. He started off so good and it kind of just ran out.
Yeah, I mean that kind of happens with shows in general. Like,
Yeah, but they should have just made him. They could have just done the trope where he teaches every class. Like that would
yeah,
have been right.
I
Especially
kind
like
of like.
Greendale, it would have made sense. Like,
Yeah, I do kind of like the thing where he like kind of is a teacher in the first season, and then he becomes a classmate for a bit, and then like he just starts like kind of spiraling out of control after he became the security guard, and then like he wrote just I feel like that was a very like kind of funny progression of just how insane this character is. But in season 4 or 5 doesn't he actually join the study group, and it just gets
kind of, yeah, but it gets weird at that point
yeah
because like people leave, new characters are added. It's kind of, it's kind of weird, but
yeah
it is what it is.
yeah I'm sure someday I'll rewatch that whole show. It's
Yeah, I probably will
very
too.
good.
It's so good.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do more of those in the future as well. So keep that one you had
Okay,
in the back just in case.
got it.
Is there anything else from this week that you want to discuss or talk about a little more?
Nah, I'm just we're moving along through the year, you know.
Yeah. So one little bit about the Snyder Cut that I forgot to mention up top is that
Oh,
in the promotional images for the March 18th release date, there was like one of the pictures was a destroyed city with with a Justice League flag in the middle of it, which is a clear reference to Death of Superman.
but they already did
They
that.
already did, yes.
Oh well, no, they're doing it again. Never mind. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
No, they already did it in BVS, and they didn't have that imagery there, but now they're doing that imagery for Justice League as a reference to something he forgot to do in the last movie, just to
Well,
have a
you could
reference.
again, not on the side of the Snyder disciples there, but I guess you could argue that he didn't forget to do it. It was cut out by Joss Whedon, which maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. We'll see.
I feel
But
like
we'll
this
know
is
we
just another
won't, but
example of him just having a reference for the sake of having a reference, and it doesn't actually
that
mean
too.
anything. Because whatever. Like I don't know, it's just there are people in the comment section who are like, "Oh, that's I love that reference to Death of Superman." I'm like, he already did Death of Superman. Like, why didn't he do it? If he's gonna do it, why not just do it then? But
Because I can do it twice
I don't know.
for
Whatever.
reasons I don't know.
Whatever. Anything else?
That's all I've got.
Okay. And with that, we will see you all next time.
Take care, everybody.